Hey everybody, this is Dr. Brady Mannie. Welcome to the Functional Practice Podcast. This is episode number 7, and you need to be careful who you listen to.
Dr. Mannie's passion for functional medicine runs deep. His passion for functional medicine marketing runs even deeper. Over the past several years, Dr. Mannie has helped hundreds of doctors grow, scale, and monetize functional medicine in a big way. If you're ready to do just that, keep listening. If you want it faster, visit functionalmedicinemarketing.com. Here's Dr. Mannie.
All right, guys, let's talk about who you need to be listening to. So, and I apologize. I'm out on my deck, and they're actually they're building a lot of houses in our neighborhood. And so, if you hear some construction and some beeping and some digging, I apologize. But I'll try and get through this as fast as I can. So, you guys need to be very careful who you listen to. There's a lot of experts out there. There's a lot of coaches and consultants and gurus and Facebook agencies promising this and that. And so and this is just my personal opinion, I would never take advice or coaching from somebody who's not actually in it, who's not actually in the same trenches that you are. It's a different animal. It's a different world. Okay, I would never take clinical advice from somebody who's never sat with a new patient knee to knee. They have not been in your shoes. Okay, they've not been in your boat. So you have to be, and for doctors, there's a lot of coaches that practiced in the 1980s and the 1990s, and they're not actually doing this stuff. Practice in the 1990s, and even in 2004, when I first graduated, it's a hell of a lot different now than it was even like 12, 14 years ago, because Facebook didn't exist. YouTube wasn't around. Google was barely in existence. Right, that is the main source of new patients these days. So for somebody to say who practiced in the 1990s and now you're coached by them, you really have to seriously question that. I would also understand this, that there's a lot of options out there, but don't take too much advice from too many people. For me, I have two coaches, 2 consultants, and they're not in my space, so I'm kind of contradicting myself, but they're in the sales space, sales and internet marketing. And what I've done is I've kind of merged. I've got the clinical stuff handled, but I've taken these tools, these sales trainings and tools, these online internet marketing strategies in terms of Facebook ads and YouTube ranking stuff and Google and SEO and all that. So I take these strategies, but I apply that towards functional medicine. Okay, I apply that towards niche specific marketing. I apply it towards weight loss and thyroid and leaky gut. Okay, because sales 101, those principles never change. You're solving problems. That's sales 101. Sales 101 says your patient comes to me with XYZ condition. My job is to show them and bridge that gap and show them that, hey, what I have is the potential solution to this problem. All right, so that's transparent. That goes into the car, into selling cars so it spans sales not tricks, but principles. Sales principles extend into other industries as well. So it's not just functional medicine based. But so my 2 coaches, Grant Cardone and Russell Brunson, those are the 2 main people that I follow. Okay, so are they in the functional medicine space? Not really, but they're sales and online marketing. So if you can follow those 2 people, no, I'm not saying that, some people might not like GC, and that's totally fine. He probably rubs some people the wrong way, but I think what he teaches and the principles that he trains on in terms of sales, I found it to be very effective for me, and closing deals on day 1, not spreading this thing out, 3-day report of findings, 4-day ROF, and no, it's like, hey, do you want to get this thing fixed? Yes or no? So I'm just saying too, I talked to a doc, this was probably it was last week, and I told him, you know what, your money, and Grant talks about this all the time too, is that your money it's going to come and go. All right, it flows. It's here today, gone tomorrow. It's an energy, right? It flows. Whereas your time is your most precious resource. Okay, your time is your most valuable resource. And that's what I tell doctors. Like, if you can compress your time, find out who is doing what you want to do and replicate and duplicate what they've done, you'll compress your time. And so that's why with our systems, I call it a decade in a day, because we've taken all these websites and funnels and Facebook ads and day ones and day twos and all these trainings, and we've compressed it. We give it to our doctors so that you don't have to rebuild these websites. It's already done for you. We have the weight loss websites. We have the thyroid, the leaky gut, the ADHD, the migraines, the neuropathy, diabetes. We have the websites done. You just replicate it, and we give them to you. We replicate and duplicate this stuff, amongst doctors all across the country. We give them the tools that we use on a daily basis, not some stuff from 10 years ago, the stuff that we actually use today, that stuff that works, because we're always testing, tweaking, refining, and mastering what works in 2018 as I'm recording this, right? So find out who is in your space, who is actually doing it, not somebody who did it 15 years ago, but because things change. Okay, find out who's doing it, find out who you want to model and replicate and duplicate their success, okay? And just look for those shortcuts, because remember, if you can compress your time, that's going to save you years. And what the system, this TriWell system that we've developed over the past several years, it's the system that did not exist when I graduated. I graduated in 2004, and I friggin' wish I had this system when I graduated. It would have saved me a hell of a lot of frustration and time and energy and I've been, because you've probably heard my other podcasts. I've been through bankruptcy. I've been through 2 house foreclosures. I've been through a repoed car out of my parking lot as I'm walking out after, adjusting all these people. Staff drives away. Here I am staring at an empty parking lot. I'm like, oh my God, my car just got swiped. So I've seen the bottom. I've seen rock bottom. And if you're there, I've been there. But just understand that there is, with functional medicine, that was my escape. That was my way out. The food testing and the nutrient testing, and leading with the objective testing that we do, and then really drilling deep into specific conditions and niches that people are really struggling with. The ADHD kids, the thyroid, the weight loss resistance, okay, the chronic systemic inflammation. People cannot sleep. They just feel crappy. They crash in the afternoon. They have no energy, right? So you drill deep into these specific conditions that people are struggling with, these functional medicine-based conditions, and marketing becomes a hell of a lot easier. You're unique. You're different. You're special. Okay, you're a specialist. You're not a commodity. You're not on every street corner. That's when people start driving 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes one way to see you, because you offer something that nobody else does, right? Fun way to practice, very lucrative. And but like I said, you gotta align yourself with people that share your same vision, people that share your same passion and your focus and your interest. And guys, just because you geek out on nutrition, sorry if it's windy, focus on nutrition and functional medicine doesn't mean your patients are, okay? So dummy it down for your patients, okay? Just show them and just keep it simple. Simple sells. That's why Facebook crushed MySpace, because simple sells. If you go back to MySpace, if you remember that, all that HTML code, and you'd have music playing in the background, and your cursor would turn into a unicorn and all this crap. Like it got to be so damn confusing. Here comes Facebook. It's like, okay, enter your name, email, phone number, name, email, first name, last name, email, I guess it probably was, and then date of birth maybe. And it was simple. It was clean. It was easy. And they just squashed MySpace. And simple sells. Okay, never forget that. So, all right, guys, I got to run. But again, align yourself with people that share your same belief. And look into Grant Cardone's stuff. I've been through Cardone University, awesome program. And then Russell Brunson, gobble everything that dude has. Read his books. Okay, get into the ClickFunnels system. Gobble up all that stuff. All right, guys, apologize for the wind if it's noisy here. So, got to run. And as always, get in our close Facebook group. Get the Functional Practice on Facebook. Just do a Facebook search, the Functional Practice closed group, doctors only. Subscribe on YouTube, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Functional Practice Podcast with Dr. Brandon Mannie. Please make sure to subscribe and share with other doctors. Also, make sure to connect with Dr. Mannie on Facebook and YouTube, or visit functionalmedicinemarketing.com.